Rick, talk to me a little bit about what does it cost to start this career? How do we go about doing this, and who do I need to pay?
Yep, lot of different moving parts, and I'm going to go two parts of that. Number one is, what do you need to get your foot in the door?
Okay.
And the other one is, what do we recommend to really be able to launch your business and financially capitalize your business?
Okay.
So for the first one, the vast majority of brokers that you're going to join in Central Florida, it's required to be a part of the board. The acronym is ORRA, O-R-R-A, for the Orlando Regional Realtors Association. Those dues are prorated, so they're due annually every year in the November time. It's about $650 a year, and then when you start, it's a $250 application fee. So starting off is prorated. It's going to be important that whenever you're watching this, it's going to vary. So go ahead and ask us what's going to be in that moment. It's going to vary around from $400 to $600 to $800 to get started. That's going to be for the board.
Okay.
Then you've got the MLS. Now the MLS, which is the multiple listing service, gives us access to all the homes that are for sale. And that's going to be about $360 a year, and we pay for those dues every May.
Okay. Do I have to do both of those?
You do have to be a part of both of those, again, with about 99% of the brokerages.
Okay.
The few brokerages that are not a part of that I see are typically smaller boutiques where it's a single broker who's just an investor. If the broker is part of the board, every agent has to be a part of the board. So regardless of which brokerage you join, these will be mandated fees there. A good rule of thumb is about $1,000 to $1,200 a year, depending where you're at, because both are prorated, to get you with the MLS and the board. And then you need access, Jen, and you get this super key to get access, and that's just the key fob that gives you access to all the homes that are for sale, and that's $50 up front and about $20 a month.
Okay. By
doing that, you are now eligible to go shop, and brokerages will vary based on the different costs. That'll be important of some brokers a little more dependent, where it's going to be a lower fee, a higher split, because you're going to be dependent upon some of those services. Others are much more independent, kind of like a landlord-tenant model, where you might pay a high fee but then a lower split. And we have felt that we've got a really cool compromise called the interdependent model, which we feel like is a really win-win with some low entry. The only profit our office makes, Jen, from agents is truly off of when you sell, we earn an income. Every other dollar or cent that you might have charged to you is going to be a pass-through cost, such as square foot, such as some of the signs, and those are all because we're in partnership, and that's part of that agent-centric model.
So that means anything that I use, I would pay for, but if I don't use it, I'm not charged for it.
If you don't use it, you lose it. That's right. So it's part of that partnership, and I kind of call it the all-you-can-eat buffet, that once you're in here, you have access to all of our resources. Very few do you have to go above and beyond. If it is above and beyond cost, it's because there's a cost to us.
I see.
Now, in short, and this will be much more of a one-on-one once we talk to you about your goals, is going to be about 3 to 4 months of living. And about an extra $1,000 for your business.
Okay.
If you can survive without a paycheck for 3 to 4 months, you'll be comfortable. And an extra $1,000 to really fund your business and get your open house signs and your panels, you'll be in good shape. We'll talk about that with you once we sit down and talk more specifically about what your goals are.